So you guys might have seen this Angel Share here, which is the original, or the one that they released around 6 months ago, which is the Angel Share Paradis. But guess what? We have a new Angel Share on the block, and it is this one here, Angel Share on the rocks. Yes, people, what is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's TJ, and over here on my channel, I discuss all things fragrances and the fragrance industry. So if there's any content, anything at all that you'd like for me to put out, let me know down in the comments. I've got an interesting one for you guys today, man, and it's one that I'm excited to talk about. I hate when people or fragrance creators be like, I'm the first person on this planet to get this fragrance. Like, who cares? In a week or two, everyone's gonna have it. But I am one of the first to get this fragrance, and I was probably one of the first to smell this fragrance ages ago, and it's been one that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about for ages now. Make sure the bottles are straight. So if you guys don't know, Angel Share is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Whenever I do a top 10 list or best fragrance of all time, this is always gonna be there. And if it changes, it's gonna say, take something special to knock that off a top spot. But what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna talk to you about the new Angel Share on the rocks here in the middle. And then I'm going to kind of rank these, or kind of let you guys know if you need to purchase all of them, or which ones I would recommend you get out of the three if obviously money's limited and you can only afford one. So yeah, man, let's get into it. Just because I know there might be a few people watching this video who may not have smelled Angel Share, and I know if you're watching my video, you're into fragrances first and foremost, but you may be new to fragrances and you might not have smelled this, but I'm kind of 99% sure you would have smelled a inspired by version or a dupe of Angel Share, because there are so many floating on the market. There's Kismet Angel, there's Sharaf Blend, blah, blah, blah. But this fragrance here, one of my favorites for a reason. I love a boozy fragrance, and this is the epitome of that. This is absolutely excellent, man. It smells almost like you could drink it. So if you guys didn't know, Killian Hennessy, the founder of Killian Paris, is in the Hennessy dynasty, who are obviously responsible for making liquor. So cognac in this fragrance it's gonna be good, obviously better than any other company who does boozy fragrances. So in here, it smells like cognac, smells like you're in a bar drinking it on the rocks. But the good thing about this Angel Share is there are a lot of ingredients in this that make this sweet, which again, I do like. So you get cinnamon, you get praline, which gives off this kind of chocolatey, nutty kind of vibe. You get some woods in this as it dries down. And a lot of people do find it a little bit too boozy, a little bit too sickly at times. I don't, but one thing you might have heard people say about Angel Share is it reminds people of a warm apple pie. So yeah, this is the original, and this has been the main player or the face of Killian's brand for the last 5 or 6 years since this come out. And then a few months ago, they released this one here. Give you guys a close up. This is Angel Share Paradis. This one comes with the wooden cap, and this is actually Killian's first X-Straight fragrance. So everything else is EDPs and EDTs. This is their first X-Straight. And what they wanted to do with this one was obviously put it in its own category. So what they done was put in raspberry. And when they put raspberry in this, they really blasted it up to the max. So super sweet, super fruity, a little bit tart. But then obviously you still get that booziness that remains in the original Angel Share, which everybody obviously loves. And as well as that, they've put rose in this. So I found a lot of people saying that the original Angel Share is a lot more masculine, and not a lot of the ladies was loving this one. Whereas I found the opposite with this. Some of the guys are saying, oh, it smells a little bit too feminine, or it's too sweet, it's too fruity. But then again, I've seen the ladies really liking this one more than the original. I would say performance is a massive factor between these two fragrances as well, because in the original Angel Share, you're gonna get around 8-9 hours. In the Paradis, you're gonna get around 10 to 12. But obviously you lot didn't come to hear about those. You come to hear about this, and look at the difference in the bottle there. This is a frosted glass bottle. And I kind of wish they made the cap frosted glass, you know. I think that just would have made it a little bit better, but you get me, beggars can't be choosers. There must be a reason for it. And I got my nose on this one back in February of this year, just before they released the Paradis. They gifted me a bottle of that and they gave me a sample of this, but obviously I wasn't allowed to talk about it, which I was like, oh, bruh, like just allow it because it was nice. And I remember when I came home from that meeting, I sprayed Angel Share Paradis on one hand and I sprayed a sample of Angel Share on the rocks on the other. And it was about an hour and a half journey home. And when I got home, I done a blind smell test with the missus. And I was like, look, which one do you like more? I'm not going to tell you which one's which or what they are. Which one do you like more? And she said, this one is absolutely amazing. For me, this one is super easy to explain, yeah? Because it's interesting how they've done this. And they have an on the rocks accord. So they've got apple brandy, they've got blue moon ginger dash, and all of those fragrances in that line, roses on ice. So they have a kind of secret on the rocks accord, which makes the fragrance smell cold. Like as soon as you put this to your nose, it smells icy fresh. Almost like you're in your house, you're putting on your woolly hat and scarf, and you just step out the door. And you know when you step out and you do that first breath, and it's just cold in the air, yeah, with your hot breath. But that's what it kind of reminds me of, that crispy winter day. And what I think they've done really well, on top of them making it feel like a cold fragrance, they had to add a citrus or add some zest to it. So there's lemon and lime in this. I believe there's grapefruit. I'm not sure if it's listed, but when I was in the Killian boutique and I said to them, I just get this heavy burst, heavy punch of grapefruit, they was like, that's interesting because I don't think grapefruit's in there. But Killian himself said he gets like a heavy hit of grapefruit, which obviously great noses think alike. So think grapefruit, lemon, lime. And I've mentioned this in a TikTok video. It reminds me a little bit of if you was to pour cognac or whatever into a glass on ice and then you top it up with Sprite, yeah? Or if you guys know, not a lot of people may know, but there's a drink called Ting and it's a grapefruit fizzy drink or soda. It's also if you was to like pour that on top of the cognac as well. But being an Angel Share flanker, it still needed to retain the original booziness that's in the other two. And I would say as it dries down, I would say you smell it initially. You do get it in the background. Obviously, as the citruses start to fade, as the fragrance dries down, the booziness does come out a little bit more, but it is not boozy in the way of the Angel Share Original or the Angel Share Parody at all, because throughout the whole fragrance, you're getting that kind of sour bitterness from those citruses, which I think is fantastic. And again, I think this is an EDP, but anything that's heavily on the citruses is not really going to last all that long. It has to have some depth in the background. So on my skin, I'm getting like 7 to 8 hours, which for me is good. And for the first, I'd say 4 hours, projection is really nice. And I'm picking up as I'm walking around outside off of my clothes and whatnot. So I don't think the performance is bad at all for what you're getting, because I've tried Blue Moon Ginger Dash, performance is not great. Apple Brandy on me, performance is not great. Rosé on Ice, absolutely terrible in terms of performance. So when it comes to the On The Rocks line, without a doubt, this is the best. On September 1st, this releases on the Killian Paris website. And then on September the 14th, you'll find this in all retailers. But again, I think you can order worldwide from Harrods and get this if you want it ASAP. And price-wise, it's not even going to be too bad, because I think for the 50 ml, this is going to be £240, I believe, or £210, something like that, which isn't crazy, because obviously the Angel Share Parody for 50 ml, this is about £300. And I think this one is around 220, I'm sure, or it could be even more. I don't even know now. But let's talk about which ones I think you need, if you need any. So I think if you like the Angel Share DNA for what it is, you've probably got the original or something similar. So I would always say the original is the perfect fragrance to get for those wintertime, autumn nights, or date nights as well, because it just does fantastic things. In terms of these two now, Parody is very similar to the OG as it dries down. Obviously, you get that raspberry in there. If you love it sweet and fruity and you really like it super sweet candy-like, then I would say go for the Parody over the original. But if you don't care about that sweetness and whatnot, instead of paying an extra 80 quid more, just go for the original. It does a great job and they smell similar as it dries down, like I mentioned. Then for the second one, I would go with Angel Share on the Rocks, just because this can be your go-to summer fragrance, and this can be your go-to autumn and winter fragrances. And in terms of performance and price, I think it's fair, to be honest. Obviously, everything's expensive nowadays, but I think you're going to get some good use out of this. It's very different and it retains that Angel Share DNA, but giving you something super different, something fresh, invigorating, icy cold. I think this is going to slap. And before I end the video, when I was at the boutique in Paris last week, I was talking to the team and I was like, surely that has to be the end of the Angel Share flankers, because you've kind of done everything now. I don't know what you can do next. You can't do something to make it a gourmand and add vanilla and caramel and make it like a Angel Share bread or gourmand Bianco latte type fragrance. I don't think you can do that. You've gone down the fresh route, you've gone down the sweet route, you've got the boozy route. In my personal opinion, I'm not a perfumer or anything, but I don't think anything else works. And they was like, basically watch this space. So let's see. I don't know what else they can do, but if you guys think they can do something with it, let me know down in the comments. And if you could only pick up 2 of these and you had to leave one out, if you have smelled all of them, then let me know which one you're leaving out. Is it Angel Share Parody? Is it On The Rocks? Or is it the OG? Are you just fed up of that? Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, man, a bunch of new releases are coming out. I've picked up a bunch of new fragrances in the last month or so. So loads of YouTube videos are coming. Your boy's back on his grind. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, love for the love, my people.